Good evening. Is the frequency in use? Sorry about that slight delay. A little problem with the radio. Is frequency in use? I gathered no. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there emergency or priority traffic? Alrighty, nothing heard. You can call 911, which is your best bet. You can call us if they don't answer, or even if they do answer. You can hang around and talk to us while you wait. The net may be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic. For information on this net, you can see us and hear us. Really, you don't care if you see me, but you can hear us on YouTube. On the YouTube search block, you can just look at my call, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. You can also look us up on our website, 146415.net, 146415.net. Or you can go to groups.io to get on our mailing list. That's groups, Groups. Oscar. Look us up under MJSS, which stands for Mount Juliet Simplex Society. Or you can send me an email and get the information directly. Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey at ARRL.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Saturday night and every Wednesday night on 146.415. Tonight, we are, of course, doing a net on 146.415, but we're also doing the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net, as well as the upper sideband net on 2 meters, 144.240. That's upper sideband. And then I believe we're going to go to 6 meters on 50.135 upper sideband. So get your stuff ready. At any rate, purpose of the net is to have fun and improve our shacks, improve our operating conditions, improve our reception, do all the things that are fun. And we also become good operators in the event of some kind of an emergency, if there ever was one, and I hope there's not. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events and activities and are associated with the hobby. Does anybody have any announcements besides the normal one, which is tonight? We don't have any announcements for tonight other than ones I just gave you, plus we've got 2 simplex nets. Now, we've got a simplex net coming up on Tuesday night, which is the Bowling Green simplex net on 146.430, and the W4EAO net. It's on the repeaters, and I send that out as announcements, so you should be able to get those there. Is there any questions regarding those things? Apparently not. We will be starting from the south, and this is net number 584. 584. Way more than I thought we'd ever do, but it is a lot. Well, anyway, we're starting from the south now. Do we have any other? Let me make sure I don't have anything else to go here. What?
Oh, I was just checking in.
Oh, I haven't started yet. Not quite. I was pausing there for a minute, Eddie. Hang on. No, I think that's all I got for the moment. I'll be taking check-ins from the south then. South of Mount Juliet. Please come now.
Kilo Echo. Well, W4BS.
All right, I got you in there too, Eddie. I got Larry in there too. Larry in Rockvale, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, and I got Eddie W4 Echo Bravo X-Ray in Gladeville. Who else south? Please come in.
Kilo 4 Uniform Tango Sierra, Carl Gladeville.
Hey, Carl, good to have you in there again. That's Carl also in Gladeville, Kilo 4 Uniform Tango Sierra. Who else south?
Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet, Jim in Woodbury.
Hey, Jim, good to hear you in there. It's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet in Woodbury. Who else south?
Kilo 4 Oscar Fox Oscar.
Oh, Donnie, you sound good down there in Hermitage, a few miles south of me. Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. Who else south?
Hey, Paul, Kilo Mike 4 Tango Mike, Tom in Rockvale.
Ah, very good. The other Rockvale citizens. Kilo Mike 4 Tango Mike. Yeah, it's Tom in Rockville. Who else south? Anybody else south? Please come on. Over to the east then.
WA4ZHI, James in Mount Juliet.
Very good. We got James in Mount Juliet, Whiskey Alpha 4, Zulu Hotel, India. Who else? East? Well, I heard somebody breaking the squelch, but no audio. Got nothing. Anybody got a relay on that? That wasn't you, was it, Stan?
No, I think it was Kilo 4 Whiskey Uniform.
Ah, boy, he's got a really bad signal tonight. He must be mobile or something. I don't know. He's out there. Anyway, I'll check Bill in Kilo 4 Whiskey Uniform, as well as Stan in Lebanon, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Anybody else east?
Kilo 4 CVU.
Kilo 4 CVU. Forgive me, I forgot your first name again.
This is Stephen on Spencer Creek.
Ah, yes, Stephen. Gotcha. There's a couple of new people, and I get their names mixed up in my head. But very good to have you in there, Stephen. That's Kilo 4 Charlie Victor Uniform. You said it's Spencer Creek, did you say?
Yes, sir. And put an Oscar in there between Kilo and 4, please, sir.
Ah, okay. Then I misheard you. I'm sorry. I might have recognized pick the name with the call, because it confused me a little bit. It doesn't take much though these days. Anyway, that's Stephen Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Victor Uniform, and he's in here in Wilson County, east of me anyway. Who else east? No more east. Over the north, then please come now.
WB0NLO, Mark.
Hey, Mark. That's good. I want to forget what all you guys look like if we don't have another breakfast soon. Good to have you in there, Mark. That's Mark in north, up by the weather station there. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. Who else north?
Whiskey 4, Delta Tango Charlie, David here in Gallatin.
Hello, David. Good to have you in there from Gallatin. That's Whiskey 4, Delta Tango Charlie. Good signal. Who else north? No more north.
KC9 ETS, Paul.
Very good. Good to have you in there, Paul, here in Mount Juliet. Kilos Charlie 9 Echo Tango Sierra. Who else? Where was I? East, please come in.
North.
What?
North.
Oh, north. That's right. We want to go north. Who else is north?
Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Delta Papa, David Whitehouse.
Ah, very good. David in a White House, Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Delta Papa. Who else we got north? Oh, very weak signal tonight. What was that call again? Somebody else copying that better than me, because I can't make out what he's saying.
It's Brian, and he's trying out a new tape hole that he built.
It's Brian in north. Where north? You mean Brian? I'll get his call in a second here in my mind. What's his call?
Kilo November 4, India Oscar Bravo. Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. It's Ryan, Paul, not Brian.
I just cross off the B. Kilo November 4, India Oscar Bravo. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Yeah, very good signal. I mean, very good call, but no cigar on the signal. Is very, very weak to me and full of crackle, snap, crackle, pop. Whereabouts is he located?
Ryan, where are you? Hendersonville.
Oh yeah, you should be doing better than that. I don't know what the deal is with what you're doing with that J pole, but obviously elevation is number one, and avoiding a J pole might be number two. I'm sorry if I laughed at that. Yeah, getting as much elevation as you can would be the key, because Hendersonville is usually pretty good to me. So good to have you in there, though, Ryan. That's Kilo November 4, India Oscar Bravo. Yeah, if you can come back in with a little better signal, I'd love to talk to you for a second. Anyway, Kilo November 4, India Oscar Bravo, Ryan in Hendersonville. Who else north?
I was asking if he was in Hendersonville. He's by the lake, but I was assuming it was Hendersonville.
Well, I presume it was too. I'm sure there's more lakes up there, but that's the big one. All right, very good. Who else is north?
Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo.
Very good, Frank. Excellent signal. Frank, that guy I tested the other day for the tech and general exam, he goes, that one station is really loud to me. He's over in Hermitage. And I go, would it be Frank? He goes, yeah, that was him. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know you were barreling in on him on his HT. Who else is north? All right, over to the west. Got nothing on that one.
That was Rick.
Man, Rick's getting, it's KN4. Man, hold on. KN4 TFJ. Is it TFJ?
PJF. And he and Hickory double.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that was Rick over in Ashland City, Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot, and there was somebody else in there. All right, KG4 Sierra Foxtrot Charles in Old Hickory. You got you in there, Charles. SFF, got it. And who else is west?
KM4YRF.
All right, we got KM4YRF. You gonna do the 6 meter tonight?
Sure.
All right, good. That's KM4YRF, and that's Michael in. I'm sorry. Do you actually prefer Mike? Because I keep calling you Michael.
It doesn't matter to me. I've started calling myself Michael because you do.
Oh, you know how formal I am. You know. All right, that was Michael in Belshire. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, and he's in Belshire. Who else is east? I'm sorry, west. Hello, Jeff. Good to have you in there. It's Jeff, and he's in Madison. Hope you're doing all right. You got a good signal as always. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor Jack and Donaldson.
Very good, Jack. It's Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor Jack and Donaldson. And again, Donaldson is in an easy perimeter for me around here. I can do Donaldson on the HT really, but no, I'm sure you're not using an HT. Who else is west?
N5 TAW David and Madison.
All right, N5 TAW David, and that's in Madison, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, very good. I just want to make sure I heard and remembered that correctly. And it's November 5 Tango Alpha Whiskey, David in Madison. Who else is west? Then down, we started with the south, so we should be done, or at least we think we're done. All righty. Any other check-ins later otherwise for, I haven't mentioned in a while, but at this point we can actually ask for lollygaggers, sandbaggers, and lurkers.
Oscar, Charlie, and Chelsea, Pleasantview. Good evening.
Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. Give me a call one more time because there was like a triple in there. It sounded like a train wreck.
KB9 OCD.
Yep, just wanted to remember that. Very good. We got Greg in there. Kilo Bravo 9 Oscar Charlie Delta. And who else was the other double or triple in there?
N8TPY. Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo.
All right, I got two more in there. That would be Rusty, November 8, Papa Yankee in Murfreesboro. And we got John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo in Bellevue. Very good. Yeah, glad to have both of you in there. Any other late ones in there?
TD4 TWI, East Wilson County.
All right, very good. We got another lollygagger in there. It's Wes in near Watertown, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. Anybody else late?
Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo.
You don't have to yell, Richard.
I didn't think I was. Sorry about that.
Yeah, turn your HT from 8 watts to 4 watts. That's Richard. He's over in West Lebanon, downtown. Who else? Anybody else late?
K4 IDC.
Hey, there you go. Did you get the article I sent you today?
I did.
Yeah, I just thought you'd find that interesting. Anyway, that's Robin. He's in Hermitage down there near Donnie, about 5 miles south of me. Who else? Anybody else late?
I'll give it a try. KG4WNQ.
KG4WXU. Name and location, please. I forget.
Jerry over here by Southern Hills.
Oh, very good. Jerry in Southern Hills. Very good. I'll have to try to remember that name. Jerry, good to have you in there. It was Kilo Golf 4, Whiskey X-Ray Uniform, Jerry in Southern Hills. I do like that call, Whiskey X-Ray Uniform. Who else is in late check-in? Anybody? Well, does anybody else get slips in there? We'll get to that. That's about 30 for tonight, which isn't too shabby. Again, if you're gonna want to hang around, we're gonna have just open mic night, I guess. I don't have anything specific. Like I said, I'm really tired of hearing about and talking about that thing I don't want to talk about, which would be the craziness that's going around that we live under every day. But if you have something you want to talk about, just make sure to jump in there. You don't have to, you're welcome to bring up a topic related to ham radio or current events or whatever's going on today. Preferably it's ham radio, but I want to know if anybody saw Don. He's not on tonight that I know of. He might be listening, but don't. What is this call? N4 don't DJT. Put a new video up. Anybody see that?
I have not, but I got a correction.
Oh, what's the correction?
Ryan is in Mount Juliet.
Ah, okay. So he's on that side of the lake.
Roger.
Okay, very good. All right, very good. Anyway, I know. So nobody saw that video, huh? I'll have to send out a link to it. Anyway, you'll have to see it to appreciate it. Michael, why don't you look that up? You know, but Don Thorpe. If you look up Don Thorpe on YouTube and find that for us.
All right.
I'll give it a try anyway. Anyway, has anybody been having fun on HF or even VHF, UHF? Anything good going on this week? Because it's I've been kind of busy doing some other things, not doing a whole lot other than that. So, anybody got any neat stuff going on?
W4 DTC.
Whiskey 4 Delta Tango Charlie.
Hey, if it's okay with you, I'd like to do. I got a couple antennas I wanted to test. See who can hear what, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. You'll be able to see who can hear you anyway.
Okay, yeah, this is Whiskey 4 Delta Tango Charlie. Name here's David in Gallatin. And I got an X700 that I'm talking on right now. And I swapped a couple of cables earlier today, and I got an X300 on the switch after I get off here. And I was kind of curious to see who can hear the 700 and who cannot hear me when I switch over to the 300. Yeah, that's 4 to me, K4IDC.
Yeah, you
come down here near Woodbury, KE4TYJ.
You're on the 700 now, right, David?
Yes, this transmission and the last one were on the X700 50 watts. And I'm gonna next go around I'll switch it over to the X300. He's pointing over to East Nashville. Layville, KK4 UTS Carl, I can read you.
So you're going to give us a short transmission and maybe a 5 count on the 300 now?
Yeah, this is Whiskey 4 Delta Tango Charlie on Diamond X300, same 50 watts, same location as the 700. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. W4 DTC.
Well, you're just busting right up against S9 on the X300, and I'll have to look again. I didn't look when you were telling me about the 700. I was making notes.
David, you're full scale in Lebanon, KI4SIB. The 300, he's significantly less on the 3 than he was on the 7 by, I don't know, a couple LED lights on this rig here, but definitely different audio and signal. KE4TYJ. That's only F9 in Northeast Nashville. He went from an S4 on the 700 to an
seems like it's backwards, Robin.
And tell me.
Did you hear that, David?
Yeah, I did. I'm like you. It sounds backwards. All right. So the reciprocal question is just as valid. How well do you hear on the 700 versus the 300? Yeah, I played with that. I played with that a little bit. I played with that a little bit this evening as people were checking in, and honestly, I don't think I can tell any difference on receive. It all depends on the angle. KB9 RKK.
What?
KK4 UTS Carl Gladeville. Both sound the same, but I'm not sure I'm reaching out to Gallatin.
Are you copying the Gladeville station, David?
Yeah, I think there was only two, maybe three stations I could not hear.
Right. Well, the station in Woodbury, Jim, he's on a beam pointed in our direction. Like, what direction would that be from you, Jim? Northwest. Dang, west-northwest.
Yeah, northwest at 336 degrees, right over top of your house from mine.
Yeah, and he's a good to Gallatin, at least 40 miles from you. And he's noticed that, there's a significant difference. The audio is lower and the signal strength is lower. And he doesn't have, it's got LEDs on his radio, so it's not a good key for you, but it's, what would you say would be 50% lower?
Yeah, at least, if I had to take a wild guess, at least 2 to 3 S units less on the 300 than the 7.
Okay, very good. Well, that's what I would say would be the significance there, David. I would expect there to be a difference, but in Robin's case, he's getting an inverse relationship.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate you letting me do that, Paul. It's good information, and I'll turn it back over. W4DTC.
Well, do this for me, David. If you would give me a 5 count on the 700, and unless that's where you just were.
Yeah, no, I switched it back to the X700. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. W4DTC.
All right, do me a favor right now. Switch it back to the 300 and let me watch that meter again, because it seemed like it was a tad lower on the 700 than was the 300.
Okay, this is the X300 W4DTC. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, they are both at the same elevation, correct?
Exactly.
And they're both fed with the same, well, off the switch, but they're going to the same location, more or less.
Yeah, exact same elevation, and they're, I don't know, 6 feet apart.
Well, if you can believe it, the same thing happened here. The X300 was about, and again, it's not like this is the most accurate thing in the world, but it's a one S unit better than the X700. Approximately 1. And that seems kind of strange to me.
Comment.
Okay, yeah, look, quick question. KB9RKK had I think he said something about, had to do with the takeoff angle or something, maybe.
Oh, it could be. Is that what you were talking about, Frank? I think we lost Frank.
Comment.
Who did I hear? Is that Glenn?
Kilo Oscar for Charlie Delta Papa, David in White House. He also increased a full, he's got me full scale over here when he went to the 300.
Full scale on the 300, but not on the 700?
That's correct.
Aha. Very good. That's an interesting observation, though, for those two antennas, isn't it?
I'd be interested to know if there's any difference in the SWR between the two antennas.
Yeah. Do you have any difference in the SWR there, David?
I'm not sure I ever checked. LMR 400. Actually, the X700's it's on half-inch hard line. So the supposedly better antenna is on the better feed line, and there's 5S units difference from your station to mine. K4IDC.
comment.
Who was that, Carl?
Yeah, KK4UTS. I just want to thank the gentleman for social distancing with his antennas.
Ah, very good. Yeah, social maybe. Yeah, maybe when he had them in the shop, they were too close together. No, that's very interesting, David. That the 300 and the 700, and it might be an SWR issue, with power out. Again, the takeoff angle should be, well, if I remember correctly, if the 700, it should be lower, should it not, Robin? Being it's a 24-foot long antenna versus 15 or 16, whatever it is for the 300.
Well, yeah, and that would imply a difference in gain, but like RKK said, the angles involved here make a big difference. They're 6 feet apart. I don't know what the orientation is. Maybe I'm being shadowed by one.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just seems like it's too big a difference for the 300 to be better. Just seems odd to me. That's all. Anyway, well, David, I hope you got something out of that. At least you got some questions fully yet answered.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you letting me do that. I tell you what I'm going to do. My friend has a SWR meter, and I'll measure them both, and then I don't know, when I get that done, I'll report back and let you know if there's any significant difference in the SWR.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, the X300, which one did you have first? Did you have the 300 first?
Well, no, I bought a 510 was my first UHF VHF, and then I bought a 300, and then I bought a 700. I still have all three. I have quite a few diamond antennas.
Oh, I got you. I just wondered why you were just trying to discern the difference, but I would say that, boy, now I want to know how well the 510 would be in the same place,
Well, that's the one that I talk on most of the time. It's hooked up to an HT in my house. My shack is in a metal building separate from my house, so normally I'm inside on the couch with an HT hooked to a 510.
Yeah, I got you. Very good. Yeah, the 510 is a good performer, that's for sure. Of course, I used the 700, and I've had extraordinarily good experience with that. And my preceding antennas weren't. None of those were the diamonds. They were the other one was an OPEC 17-footer, and then before that it was a J-pole and or a beam I was using, and the X700 outperforms them all.
Should have tried an head ball.
I didn't want to get anything from the left coast. You know that, Rob. All right. Well, appreciate that. That was good little drill there for you, and maybe for some others trying to understand what's going on. I mean, anyway, I like I said, S9 between S8 and S9 on both antennas, and you have good audio, so you're doing fine otherwise. But if I don't know if you heard me do that test or talk about it that I did one day. I took my handheld, the one that can turn it down to 0.05 watts, and hooked it up to the X700. And I know Michael could hear me 20 miles away on the X700 with a good audio. So the antenna makes a world of difference.
One other thing you can try, sir, is to reduce the power. Why don't you go QRP on that radio you can, and then switch between the antennas. You okay with that, Paul? I don't want to hog this thing up here, and I don't know what the low power setting is, but I just switched it to low power X700 54321 W4 DTC.
All right, now you're doing fine. Now can you switch over to the 300?
5 to me.
Yeah, it was S4 to me.
F5 to me. Static on me, KE4TYJ.
Okay, W4 DTC, low power X300 54321. S3.
I don't care what he does. He's full scale on me here in Lebanon. We must have a direct line between the two of us. KI4SIB.
Yeah, very good. Right across the lake from it. Yeah, I've got you, David. You actually were better on the X300 again. It was S5 versus S4.
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Casey on ETS. It's possible there might be some interaction between the two antennas. If they're 6 feet, it's almost a wavelength. It could be a polar thing, that it's only bad in one direction versus the other.
Yeah, no, I thought about that, but no way for me to figure that out, you know.
He was S5 on the 700 to me, and almost S5 on the 300.
Yeah, they were both the same to me here in Mount Juliet as well.
He's unreadable on both of them out here.
Oh, on low power, nothing in Woodbury there, David.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, very good. Maybe it's a nice, I like to do that kind of stuff myself. It's a good test of the systems and a good way to evaluate what your signal's doing. And that's one of the reasons we do Simplex. It's not an easy way. It's a way to figure out who can hear you and who can't and who you can hear and vice versa. But you said you copied most of the stations on both antennas?
Yeah, like I said, I didn't write them down, but there was only 2 or 3 I could not hear.
Well, there was a couple 3 I couldn't hear tonight either.
Oh, we missed the check-in?
Who missed the check-in?
Nathan, I missed the check-in.
No, you're still able to check in, Ray. You want to check in?
Well, yeah.
All right, that's KJ for GMR. And if I remember correctly, it's KJ for HNV, Zoe, the better half up there in Cottontown. Good to have you in there, Ray and Zoe. All righty. Which antenna are you on tonight, Ray?
Running that GP Net.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you were on that short antenna earlier today. That's why I asked. And you sound good tonight.
The one out there on the shops on the side of that tower. One of the things I'm going to change. When I start putting these tires up, I'm going to do some changing on it too. But yeah, that's, I don't even know what kind that is. All I know is I call it a short stick. And then the GP9's up here behind the house on 80 feet of tire.
Right. Well, you're doing real well here. Anybody else got any comments or concerns? Or one of the things to just be thinking about when we start to do the get-togethers, and I don't know whether that's going to be in May or June or what, whether it'll let us. And somebody had thought about, Ray actually recommended. I asked it, well, we don't do that, and we could even have a meeting in a public park, and we could do better social distancing and not worry about the restaurant rules or restaurants being open or something like that. And I just thought about Charlie Daniels Park here in Mount Juliet might be a good location to do that in one of their pavilions. And then we just bring just bring a big pot of coffee and donuts or whatever.
Comment.
Well, first, Richard, was that you first?
Yeah, talking about David's situation in Gallatin, he and I must have a pipe noise, Carl, between the two of us, because
Hold on, Carl.
it didn't make any difference. High power, low power, 700, 300. I heard him full scale over here the whole time.
Yeah, no, I heard you. That's very good. Yeah, well, again, you're right across. Well, you're not right across the lake from him, but you've got very little between him and, he's at I don't know, remember what your elevation is, but right across the river there, the lake, you're in a good position to get Gallatin.
He must be on a good high spot over there, is all I can think. Y'all carry on. Thank you. KI4SIB.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and Ray and Zoe bringing the number up to 32 tonight. Anybody else? Carl, did you have something else in there?
Yeah, I did. I could not hear the last caller. Apologies. So KK4UTS. So yesterday, I decided I was going to go out and shoot some videos. I went over to Cedars of Lebanon, and to my surprise, the cave is blocked off. So, FYI, they have the whole thing shut down with, looks like a crime scene over there. Got the yellow tape up and whatever. And so I said, well, what the heck? I'll just go ahead and drive through, and wound up in no rain and had to put on navigation to get back home, though. And it brought me up by the racetrack. Does anybody know what's going on at the racetrack? There was a bunch of cars. Is a flea market? What's going on over there?
There's something going on at the racetrack. Is somebody storing cars out there?
With the parking lot was full. I have no idea what was going on, but I did not hear any engines running.
Nissan stores vehicles there.
Okay, all right. Thanks, sir. Appreciate that. KK4UTS on standby.
Yeah, thanks for filling in a blank, Robin. I thought I had heard that before, but that's why I said about storing vehicles.
Charlie.
Yeah, Michael.
Hey, I looked up for DJT, and it says Shack Tour, and it's really impressive.
Oh, you hadn't seen that before?
I don't think I've seen this one. I saw one other. Is this the same one?
Yeah, there's only one N4D. Well, no, he's got that other. He put one up a day or two ago. Did you look at that video?
No.
Well, click on his name in that YouTube video, down there under whose it is, and bring up the newest video. I found it humorous myself.
What's his call sign?
November 4 Delta Tango. I'm sorry, yeah, November 4 Delta Juliet Tango.
Delta Juliet what?
Tango.
Oh, DJT. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's a don't juggle turtles.
Yeah, they don't like that. All right, KE4TYJ.
Yeah, especially. I don't like snapping turtles being juggled either.
All I'll say is come on one more time slow.
November 4 Delta Juliet Tango. That's the remedial call.
Yeah, I'm slower than molasses.
That's all right. Sometimes I get them fumbled in my brain when I'm doing the check-ins, but you'd think I know them all after all these years, but I don't. I don't always remember them. They don't always snap into place. So anyway, it's like I remember Ray and his wives, and I remember lots of them, but there's a few that don't. It takes a while for me to get them embedded in my head. Anybody else got any comments? This is K4PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any more check-ins?
KI4SOR.
All right, whoever that last one was, I got Richard, I got you in there, but there was somebody else in there. It was very weak signal. I didn't copy all of it.
November 4, Foxtrot Delta X-ray, Kent, Bowling Green.
Ah, Kent in Bowling Green, very good. That's Kilo November 4, Fox Delta X-ray. I got that right, didn't I, Kent?
Roger, yeah, you got it correct. Plan to make it in tonight. I'm back up on Hospital Hill, and you're coming in every now and then. This was not a really rough copy, but I'll take that down. Thank you.
Very good. You using the vertical or that beam you said you might get? Ah, very good. And you got anybody who's familiar with Bowling Green? He's at Hospital Hill with a mag mount, if you can believe it, in Bowling Green on a mobile unit, and he's coming in. So that's about, I'm saying it's about 55 miles on a mag mount out of Bowling Green. So that's not doing too shabby, Kent. And anybody else copying Kent?
Small time does a good job.
Oh yeah, well you'd get him at 80 foot on your tower. Dang. Anybody else besides Ray?
I don't hear him, but it's an hour and a half drive to Bowling Green, so that says it's more like 90 miles.
Well, yeah, but I don't. Most of my RF signals do not follow the interstate.
Well, fix them.
Yeah, mine are rogue HF signals. No, it's about. I know it's 65 or so to just north of Bowling Green, where Steve is up there, but and his signal is usually pretty good. But he's using a beam, and this Kent is using a mag mount, so he's doing real good. And that makes it a grand total of 34 check-ins. So that becomes our new normal, I think, is in the 30s. So any other check-ins before we move on? Any other antenna questions or antenna tests at this point? Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. All righty, no other questions or concerns or problems, because we can move on. I'm not we can finish. We can get on to the 2-meter sideband net and the buy-sell swap and swindle net and the 6-meter net. But any other comments or questions or concerns?
Well, it's 80 miles by the road to Bowling Green, so call it 60 miles by the air.
Yeah, I knew it was around that. I wasn't sure. It was somewhere between 55 and 65. But it's a good shot for a mag mount.
Yeah. I can make out some of what you're saying, but not all of it. But there for a bit, whenever I first checked in, I could hear you well. So I'll let you get on here. Single sideband net, and I'll do it. Better setup. I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, no, we're glad you're in there, Kent. Good signal out of Bowling Green up on Hospital Hill. For a mag mount, that ought to get an award. This K4 PEW. Good to have you in there, and I'm glad you got excited because we talked about that on the last time you tried to check in, and then emailed me, and I emailed you back, and so I'm just glad you got that going for you. Any other antenna tests, out of state or in state, or mobile or fixed? Please come now. Well, we can finish right now. Donnie, how you coming with your antennas? You still there?
I hadn't been able to do anything with it.
Oh, okay. Just asking, just double checking, trying to keep it. I'm pointing fingers now when I ask people about their stuff because I still got stuff I need to finish. So I'm in the same boat, really. I think everybody who's a ham is either thinking about making improvements, in the process of making improvements, or procrastinating on the process of thinking about making improvements. But it's congratulations all around to those who have made significant improvements, and the list is long on the number of people who have checked in. Not everybody checks in the same night, but many folks went from marginal signals to fantastic signals, and it's a testimony to just an interest in the hobby and an interest in the technical side of things, so that you can hear better, and ultimately it's a lot more fun when you have a good antenna and a good elevation. All right, then. Well, I'm going to move on to the buy, sell, swap, and swindle. Does anybody have anything they have to sell? Robin, you got anything?
Probably, but I haven't paid enough attention to know what to list. So what's the thing not for the moment?
Well, okay. Well, let's do this. Send me the list, or put it up on the reflector of the groups.io site. That's the best way to do it.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else got anything they want to buy or sell? All right. It's going to be simple. Then we're going to move over then to the 2-meter net, which is the upper sideband portion. And that's the 144.240 upper sideband. 144.240 upper sideband. And we'll be taking check-ins in the same order, starting from wherever I started, from the south. So I'm moving over there momentarily, and I'll catch you on that side. K4 PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex radio, and QSY to 144.240 upper sideband. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 144.240 upper sideband, taking check-ins from the south. Please come now. Maybe people are slow to move. From the south, please come now. I'm not hearing anything, so we'll move over to the east. Please come now. I heard somebody in there, but I don't have any copy. Anybody copying that last signal?
I can't hear a thing, Paul.
Okay, very good. Well, anybody else east, please come now. Anybody east, please come now. How about north?
WB0NOL.
Oh, we got some slim pickings on upper sideband on 2 meters tonight. How you doing, Mark? Anybody else north?
KB9RKK.
KB9RKK. Frank's in there. Who else we got north?
W4DTC.
W4DTC. That's David there. And who else we got north? All righty, over to the west then.
KM4YRF.
KM4YRF. Michael and Bellshire. Anybody else west?
N5TAW.
N5TAW. Very good. Have got you in there. Who else? That's David, of course. Who else is west? Got nothing. I tell you, we're taking late check-ins in because that was really a short upper sideband on 144.240. 240. Yeah, 240. Anybody else out there? Late check-ins? Who was that last check-in? Kilo 4 something uniform. Did I hear? Oh, is this KKU? I'm sorry, Kilo 4. What is that? Whiskey uniform? Hey, Bill, good to have you in there. Your signal's really low on that for whatever reason. I'm not sure, but your signal was low on FM as well. Are you using a different antenna or something going on? Ah, QRP. Very good. Good to have you in there, Bill. Bill's over in Possum Town. That's what it is. Who else is any other late check-ins?
KR4AZ.
Hey, there you go. Which antenna are you using there, Tim?
I'm just using my regular. I ain't got the other one up. I'm using Rango Ranger.
Okay, just thought I'd ask. Trying to pressure people to get better.
I got to get on the roof first. And I just missed you on the FM. I heard you say you QSY, and I said, well, I done missed the FM. Sorry about that. We'll catch you later. Appreciate it, Paul. KR4AZ clear.
Yep, very good. Good to have you in there, Tim in Murfreesboro. Who else? Anybody else late check-ins?
KR4 India Delta Charlie.
Hey, there you go. You have trouble finding your switches there, Robin?
Easily distracted.
Okay. Yeah, I have that affliction oftentimes as well. Any other late check-ins for the 144-240 upper sideman?
I'd like to know if the station in Murfreesboro can hear me.
Tim, are you still on the frequency?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got a good copy on it.
All right, thanks.
Anybody have any antenna questions about who can hear what?
Question.
Yeah, go ahead. Is that Michael?
Yes. Do you want me to do the 6 meter now?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
All right, we can do that. Any other 2 meter upper sideband check-ins, please come down. The lollygagger still applies.
Where was he located at, Paul? That last fellow asked me if I could hear him.
Robin's about 5 miles south of me, just west of Mount Juliet Road near the lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a good copy on it. All right. Back to you, KR4AZ.
Yep, very good.
K4IDC. I'm in Echo Mike 66 Radio Charlie.
Copy that. Echo Mike 66 Radio Charlie.
Right.
All right, very good. Last chance, and we'll move on to the 6 meter now. All right, very good. We have 9 people checking in on the upper sideband on 144.240, which is not too shabby, I guess. I don't remember what our average is, but it seems to be around somewhere between 8 and 15 or something like that, but I have to look. I don't really track all the numbers, and I'm not sure it's all that important. We track them. We just, people who wish to be here are here, and those that aren't got other things to do. So I'm not worried about who shows up. Just as long as we're here to provide that opportunity to get on the air. All right, well, I'm going to turn the net over to Michael, KM4YRF, and he's in Bellshire, and he's going to be doing the 6 meter portion of the net. So go ahead, Michael, K4PEW.
Okay, this is Michael KM4YRF, and we're going to be going over to 6 meters at 50.135, and I'm going to give everybody a minute to get over there and get set up. KM4YRF.
least one person to check in on 6 meters.
All right, I'm your K4 PEW.
Okay, Paul. I was beginning to think nobody can hear it.
No, I was having trouble getting the thing set up. I didn't have it saved in the memory.
Yeah, I need to put this frequency in memory too, because I had just a few minutes to dial it in. Anybody want to check in 6 meters to call out? Hey, Michael, WD0NOF. Well, Mark, sounding great. Still on my horizontal antenna. I need to get with the program. So, yeah, I am on the horizontal. I guess everybody else is too. I got a Squalo down in the garage to I put together, so it's got to get up on the tower. Well, I'm now the proud owner of a team with a stocking harness, and I just gotta get it up. Roger that. Okay, ready up. Well, check in on 6 meters. I heard someone that is very faint. Please call again. Oh, Stan, KM4HPU. Got you. Thank you for the KM. Anyone else? Come here. Oh, do you hear anybody I know?
I'm hearing nothing. I didn't hear Stan very well at all.
Yeah, it was real low, but I was able to catch his voice.
Yeah, it's funny because Stan's due east, well, just about due east to me, and that's odd that you're getting him better than me.
Okay, anybody else for 6 meters? We'll go try it one more time. Okay, last call for 6 meters. Please call out.
You had KB9 RKK in there.
Jack, I could not hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's not great, but I can hear you. You're on that end fan? Yeah, I got you. Not made for 6 meters, obviously. Not that end fed isn't anyway. Hey, Michael, did you hear David? I did not. I heard W4DTC. Are you in there, David?
W4DTC.
Oh, yeah, I'm hearing that. That was David, W4DTC. I got you. Okay, what else? I'm sorry, I doubled with someone.
I said, okay, thank you very much. W4DTC.
Last call to check in for 6 meters. Please call out. Okay, hearing nothing. We had 6 check-ins. We had W4 DTC David, KB9 RKK Frank, KM4HQE Sam, WB0NOO Mark, K4PEW Paul, and me, KM4YRF. Thanks everybody for your check-ins, and maybe conditions will be a little better next week. We'll bring this 6-meter net to a close, KM4YRF.
How many was that, Mike? I wasn't counting.
I counted 6.
Okay, very good.
I'm going to go back to 415.
There you go. We'll see you there. K4P then. I'm closing the net right now.